Good morning. So on my last episode, I showed you how to create an assignment on Nearpod, but what I failed to show you is how to assign that in Google Classroom. Google Classroom is the only format we use here at my school for assigning things to students online. There's several other online platforms you can use, but Google Classroom is super user-friendly and I just love using it. So what I've done is I've created a sample class so I can show how to upload or how to post assignments for students. But I'm sure a lot of you are already familiar with this, but if you're not, then this is kind of a little tutorial on how to do that. So when you create your class, before you create your class, you will have this page, but it will be blank. There won't be any of these here, obviously, because you're just starting out, but you'll add a class. You just create it and give it a name, but I already did that, so I'm going to go into my sample class, and this is your stream page, and your stream page is kind of where you can make announcements to your students. It keeps a running list of things that you post, just to kind of let people know what's going on. But anyway, the main place you want to be is in your classwork tab. This is where you do all of your assigning of everything. You can put materials in here that students can access for reference, create assignments, you can create questions. I'll show you how to do those things in another episode. Today we're just going to focus on creating an assignment for Nearpod. There's also a People tab where you can invite your students by email. Same thing with co-teachers, and then also your grade section. So when you have assignments, you'll have all your students listed and all of the assignments listed across the top, and it tells you who's turned it in and who has not, and you can give them a grade on Google Classroom. But anyway, let's create an assignment for Nearpod. So I'm going to open Nearpod in another tab here. You're going to click Create. We're going to make an assignment, and you can title that assignment whatever you want. I like to keep mine by week because I only have music classes once a week, so they know, okay, well, we're on week 5, so whatever. This is actually going to be entering week 6, so I'll just title it week 6 for fun because it's my sample class. Week 6, and then I'll assign my Leroy Anderson Nearpod assignment that I created. And it's kind of a fun one because it has different elements of it has the song the piece typewriter, and then sandpaper ballet, and then it asks students to go in and compare and contrast the videos, and also there's a matching on different instruments, and they have to put them in instrument families, and it also gives them I think there's like a question in there too, or a little quiz or something for assessment. But anyway, so you give it a title, you can type the instructions. I'll just say, please watch the attached Nearpod assignment and answer the questions as you go. So I guess I should have capitalized Nearpod. So when you get into Nearpod and you get signed in, if you remember, I always log in with Google. Keeps it nice and simple. But anyway, here are all of my assignments. This is my Leroy Anderson assignment here. So when you hover over it, it gives you these 3 options. I've never used these 2, but this would be great if you're wanting to teach. If you're fully remote and you're teaching your students fully from home and you meet with them once a week, this would be great for that because you guys could just do it together. I prefer student-paced because I teach in person still at my school, and the students can get on their Chromebook. We're one-to-one Chromebooks here, and they can just plug in their headphones and go. So it makes it kind of easy because, then you're not dealing with the, boredom or students being not engaged in your lesson. They're all engaged the whole time because they're enjoying what they're doing, and also I have a website where they can go and play music games afterward if they finish early, and in the time that we're waiting for everyone to finish so we can review. But anyway, you click on student paced. I have two sessions going right now, but if you click on whatever session you want, you're going to click share. It's going to give you this page, and you're going to want the link. So you're going to click on the links, and then it gives you the link to share the assignment. And you'll just copy that link. Now, if it's a new one that hasn't been shared yet, okay, we'll just save this one for now, even though it's not ready, but I'll give you an example. Just call this lesson 1. So you can see what it looks like when you first click student paste. It just automatically pops you up to this page and it gives you a code. Now, if you were to go in and edit it after the fact, it would change your code and you'd have to, do everything else. So it's best to not assign it in Google Classroom until you're 100% sure the assignment's the way you want it. But anyway, so I'm going to click student paste again. I'm going to click my code. I'm going to share it, and I'm going to copy the link. Okay. Then I'm going to go back into my Google Classroom tab. I'm going to add a link. And then you can right click and paste, or you can just Control V, which is what I do. Add link. And then over here, you can say you have some students that are remote and some students that are in person, and you just want it to go to your remote students. Just uncheck all students and then select the ones that you want it to be. The only person I have in this class is myself as my student account. So, and then you can assign points to it. I usually do a 10-point deal for my 5th through 8th graders for once a week. You can assign a due date and a topic. So in my Google Classrooms, let me show you an example of how I have my classroom set up. In my music classes, I have their assignments and lessons by week. This was just our week 1 introduction. There was a question that goes with it, but you can do questions for assessment after your lessons, which are really nice. But you want to create these headings here. So if you don't have any topics, you're going to want to create a topic. And we can call this lessons. And then all you do is you click assign, and then boom, it is in your Google Classroom. So when students go to click on it, let me get into my teacher account, or my student account, sorry, called Teacher Jones. And I'm going to go into sample class, and I click on classwork, and then I see that I have something assigned, and I just go to Nearpod, and then it's going to ask students to go ahead and type in their name. Mine autofills, and then I join the lesson. And so I can complete this on my own. I'm going to watch the video, etc., etc. And when I'm done, I just X and mark it as done if I'm the student. But anyway. So that is how you assign a lesson in Nearpod. Let's talk about how you go in and you view submissions once the students are done. So this is the one we've been working with. So I'm going to click on my 3 dots, and I'm going to look at reports. So this is the one I would like to look at. We have 33 students who've completed this one. Let's look at this one here. I'm going to click on it. It gives you a summary of how many kids answered and how many of them skipped questions. It tells you their percentage of participation for each type of question you have. Let's see. Here are all of their responses to the open-ended question, which is nice. You can also look at the matching pairs and see who got them completed, who did not complete them, and that's how you would grade. You could also click View All Presentations. It gives you can look at them here and kind of get an overview of what you need to grade. So that is my quick little tutorial on how to assign a Nearpod lesson. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks.